My name is Ernest Ramirez. I live in South Texas, Edinburgh. Was a single parent. I raised my son since the day he was born. I, you know, typical. Well, I couldn't say typical father because more or less a typical mother role. I fed him, bathed him, diapers. He was by my side all the time, 100%. He was a good kid. Every morning I'd get up, I'd wake him up for class, and I'd give him a kiss, tell him, oh, tell him I love you. Excuse me. And I'd tell him I love you. Call me if you need anything. We used to go fishing. He loved to fish. We'd go camping. I mean, anything. I mean, I I wanted him. I never wanted him to know what it was like not to have a father's love. So I took him to get the Pfizer vaccine at the local hospital. And my neighbor, her husband's my best friend, she called me, said, Mister, can I take Junior and the boys out to eat? They want to play basketball. I said, yes, of course, ma'am. And she took them. They went to eat. I gave them some money, gave them a hug, told them to be careful. And she took them out to eat. She took them to the park. She was sitting in the truck. She told me he was running across the court with the other two boys, and he just collapsed. He fell. My buddy called me, told me something was wrong with Junior, and I naturally didn't believe him. I started getting after him, man. Don't play like that. And then I heard his voice. He goes, "No, you need to get here now." And I don't know how I got there so quick. By the time I got there, the ambulance were loading them up. They had a local police officer was there just by chance. Started CPR, and the ambulance got there, loaded him up, and I chased him to the hospital. And where they told me, all they could tell me was he's dead. That's it. I mean, it was so easy, like it meant nothing to them. He was nothing. So I mean, it really tore me up for a while. I mean, like I said, it was just being my son. Uh, for me to have to go home without him, uh, like I said, he when he was in school, he was in ROTC. He wanted to join the Air Force. He wanted to serve his country. Because I always told him he had to be a good American. He had to love his country. And this is what his government did to him. They turned their back on me and my son. They lied to me. Is what they actually did. They lied to me. I trusted my government, and it was wrong. Like I said, I went through depression for a good while, and then when a person gets that low, you start having bad thoughts. But then I started thinking clearer, where it said, I couldn't do anything because that's the biggest sin there is. You can't take your life. So I said, well, I need to honor my son, because he was the best kid there was. So that's why I started fighting back, trying to fight back. But at least in his name, I got to fight for other children also. You know, some kids have been vaccinated. Good. Nothing happened to them. But we don't know what the outcome is later in life. If a year down the road, 2 years down the road, they might have a bad reaction to it. Naturally, something happens to someone else's kid, they're not going to say, "Oh, with the vaccine." They're going to come up with some other excuse. So it's not like he was an obese child. He had checkups every year for baseball. I mean, he was a healthy kid. Why didn't they let us know about this? If they would have let us know about this, my son would still be here with me. And then what they're doing to these other kids, okay, they're not passing, but they're suffering still. So, okay, that's child abuse to me. You're doing this on purpose, and you're making this poor kid suffer. It may be a month, or maybe they're going to go through it for the rest of their life. You know, so that's just a ongoing child abuse. We're here to protect our kids. Please don't force our children into this, please. I mean, it we're the guinea pigs. They're testing this stuff on our us and on our children. You know, they need to stop this. Quit torturing our kids. You know, we're supposed to be standing side by side to take care of each other and our way of life. If I could, I would ask them not to do this, not to force it on our kids, please.